Welcome everyone to more live Linux distribution development here on our channel. As usual, when we update plenty of stuff and compile the latest and greatest upstream open source packages, there are some regressions, meaning some stuff doesn't build anymore. And among among other things, Shadow. Although I just see, I think Data just updated that right now, just for the live stream. Then let's see if that builds, because we have a couple of build errors. I wanted to publish this ISO here with the latest and greatest state of open source compiled stuff, and some stuff didn't build, among others Shadow. Although if we are lucky, this update could potentially, maybe that was a general thing. Shadow. It was just, I think, some man pages not being installed stuff. But yeah, sometimes it's cross-compiling non-x86 or stuff as simple as man pages not found. Although it is always possible, not only that this configuration is slightly incompatible. But also, yeah, apparently, so much too. I wanted to say it is always possible that we configured it in non-standard, more advanced expert things. But yeah, then we close Shadow, thanks Data, our previous video, AI bot updating stuff. Amazing. But that's not the only thing. This was actually the small thing, was just some man page not installing. We also have blackbox, but maybe we do that later. We also have Perl and XML parser, and sometimes rain. Because we cross-compile the stuff, right? Because why do we cross-compile? Because we want to support all architectures under the sun, ARM, MIPS, RISC-V and stuff. And so this is a generic thing. That probably affects nearly all Perl packages. Perl is it, maybe I should actually, did I do another, which other builds? Right, I have here Itanium, because of course I have. By the way, I'm still like, if you want to support all this stuff, share, like, and subscribe, Patreon. Also, sparing no efforts, just arrived the other week. Not that spectacular, just an LS120 floppy, and it should be the IDE version. I didn't disassemble this. Just how serious, also my Instagram right today, how serious do we take our testing LS120? I never had one of those. I have a zip drive from back in the day, but I just wanted to have, it's not, of course, not mission critical, except why do you also have this stuff? Sometimes people also contact me, obviously, can I do some data recovery, right? If you, the number one, maybe I should copy Louis Rothman a little bit more. Don't delay, contact us for state-of-the-art, full-stack, embedded, low-level and stuff, or data recovery, because who else has, I mean, yeah, it's of course not like forensic and damaged media, but stuff happens, right? The usual number one contact in burden or so. Anyway, so Perl. And so the crazy stuff is I made myself extra work, so recurring theme, right? We support too much stuff, not only old-fashioned floppies, but also architectures. And I only enabled Perl because I noticed I had this disabled because it didn't cross-compile the cleanest, and yeah. But the problem is that you need to emerge that. If you install T2, one of the most amazing Linux distributions, right? 20 years in the making. And you install our ISO and it doesn't have Perl, and some stuff needs Perl. Maybe even some major stuff. What was it even? Was it the Linux kernel? Sometimes the Linux kernel needs some stuff. What else was it? Or was it? But it was something, whatever it was. Could also be some auto make or something of that sort. And so basically making the continuing to use T2, playing along at home stuff easier for you, more work with my own stuff of cross-compiling this stuff. If you native build it, it takes longer, obviously. Good luck waiting for native builds on MIPS or Itanium. Cross-compiling, mostly 90% benefits, except 10% of working with others like Perl and so on. We need to check if it even cross-compiles proper. The other thing that happens here is like, even like on AMD 64 of cross-compiling this sort of kinder, for clean bootstrap, we now have this situation where it doesn't install right. And so I'm not even sure if this is just the beginning. I'm not sure if I finish that on this vlog today. Also hydration. Because this might be a little bit fragile, like, yeah, Perl, right? Fragile. And so what happens here is, as so often, it is using the helper stuff to install this. So it looks like it's honoring this cross-compile. At least it's using x86 Linux GNU GCC. But what is happening here is in the installation phase, which might be tricky because I might need to get into all the nitty-gritty details of Perl. It's installing this here in like double destier. Oh no, why? It's not even double destier. It's installing it into the wrong. Usually what happens is double destier of prefix and destier and stuff, but this is actually installing it into the entirely wrong directory because it's using some kind of Perl helper. By the way, are we? Also, yeah, excuse the drop frames, recurring semi right, Vodafone. Don't delay, don't get Vodafone DOCSIS cable stuff in probably most of Germany. Sorry for that. So drop frames not delivered to you through Vodafone's crappy network. So we need to check what exactly this, I think I looked this up already the other day, what exactly was it running. And so the thing is, it might not be that easy because it, so running MK bootstrap, where is this? Because I have a Perl, a bootstrap Perl there, which is where it's installing that in. And this is this kind of stuff. I'm basically presenting you the summary for today. I might continue this at night or stuff because this is basically too boring even for my taste. Let's see what's going on with cross-compiled Perl. Did I even do also the wrong file? And link failed bad value of it's hidden. What does it do here? Is it a IA64 only thing? It's a reference by DSO. Okay, that is also not to the best start. Which other builds do I have? Actually, quite some, surprisingly more. So for that being my which one is like full featured? Right, this one. This is a okay. This looks actually. Let's better try risk to double check. So what it's running make install. Okay, it's occurring in the install phase. Actually, now I remember. I looked already some days ago, like Friday. So yeah, attention to detail, right? Don't start Linux distribution, just use one of the 1927 like K2, because you don't want to waste your lifetime looking into all the 4,000, 20,000 packages and fixing all their bugs and features. I think I looked into the make file or something of that sort, and so maybe this was generated probably. And I think I saw here some site. Yeah, so there is some site, by the way. People want microkernel. Yeah, you can use QNX or some L4 stuff, right? The microkernel is delayed at fixing all this nonsense of 30 plus years in the making and still not. You would think in the software industry there would be like more standards like configure, make, install, and it's like, yeah. I mean, sure, I'm cross-compiling that, some extra efforts, but this, in my recurring opinion, this should probably be a little bit more just working. So, yeah, the complication is we can't just like YOLO that simply. I could maybe we should also do that with RISC-V or something like that. Let's maybe in parallel try RISC-V Perl XML parser just to see if that works. And otherwise, in general, This also failed. Yeah, there's a reason why historically I didn't have that enabled, and that is releasing early in the release cycle that there is some... Why is this hidden? This is crazy that you get similar... That is rather... Do I have also a full army build? Looks like I might have from all the excessive testing. Actually, I could actually check if I have a build. Although I'm compiling with Pi. Actually, wait a second. Does it... I mean, I could always... Although I'm not building all with Pi. Position independent executables. Yeah, there's so many variables, and okay, this... Oh no, this I touch. Okay, so this probably... So this might be a more general thing in general. So the complication is we can't just hard code that somehow. What I otherwise sometimes would do is like hard code that in some way, shape or form. But we need this Perl, side Perl stuff in general working for our toolchain, because we first built a fresh toolchain of GCC and potentially Perl, because we can't, obviously, who would want Perl in their system, right? So we built a fresh Perl, and so it's using this fresh Perl side thing there, and so we can't like overwrite it also. Thank you very much. Of Perl-based configure stuff, makefile stuff. So we only like basically I don't. So the problem is even further. I don't really want to ship Perl XML parser. We just need this for some packages, and just not to rely on having them accidentally in someone's system by bootstrapping T2. That's why we do that. Actually, here's already what is LTO is already disabled for Perl. Although I wonder if that is still necessary. What was the other blackbox? So maybe we wait for one more data point there and then blackbox, which probably is, it's either a glibc regression, although we could also check if there's an update, because sometimes the sites, especially it's not like the most. Maybe I should also not ship this by default. It's basically my old go-to window manager. But this is 2021, so that is not... I mean, we could check if they have an commit there for something. June 15th. Here is time include. Also, is that GCC 12 or glibc? But whatever. This could be like that. I didn't closer look into that. I just skipped over this because I wanted in general whether Firefox and everything builds, and this looks already that it could be that usually it is easy to just do yourself, but as we have it here, copy and paste every second time. Looks already that this is... Oh yes, this is a recurring regression. I kind of wonder, it's super not the most important, it's just like wasting everyone's time. I really wonder why. I would have understood 20 years ago why the GCC people and glibc people cleaned everything up, but after 20 years is it really necessary to constantly clean, like alter and change and tweak, include orders and stuff. It's basically wasting everyone's time of constantly stuff not building anymore that built last month. But I mean, I get standard conformance, but what is the point of standard conformance when it built like that for 20 years and like 1,900 Linux distribution people and everyone, Microsoft, Apple, and everyone needs to adopt their stuff. hotfix. I'm not sure if that is GCC. That I would rather expect that to be glibc, to be honest, because it should. I don't think I've bugged Gentoo, but this looks to me more like a glibc upgrade. Although I updated both now, so why do they say? Is it not more like? Should be more like glibc. I mean, I could test that, but basically it's not the most important. I would or time age. Which glibc do I even have installed here? 12.1. Actually, I could basically test that here if we. Oh wait, this is already patched. I locally have apparently a relatively new GCC and the older glibc, so basically that would test that. Okay, so basically all real cross builds looks like they might still fail. And that is also why I have some feature bounties right on our GitHub. Even like basically we don't have like security stuff, and in general I don't like for paying. I mean, anyway, for another video. But if you're interested in this stuff and you want to learn some open source, the more you should like subscribe, Patreon and stuff. So I can even spend this and support the community. So if you are a student or at school and stuff and want to earn some 20 or 50 euro or stuff for fixing something. Fixing or implementing issues. Not all like only those I marked there, but it's like because I can't obviously fix all this crazy stuff myself anymore. This is just getting out of hand. So I'm really wondering. Hidden. So they're all pretty similar, but why is this building for x86? What is it doing? Also recurring theme doing stuff slightly wrong, right? Hidden symbol is referenced by a dynamic shared object, or I really wish this is the thing they clean up include files and stuff instead of error and messages. There's this joke of the Rust people of like our error messages are amazing. In general, I don't agree the most with that, but I really wish that this kind of stuff like probably the compiler engineers like, dude, of course that is because X, Y, Z and stuff, but even for me it's like, yeah, in which way and stuff, and why is this now wrong? Also, you know what? I think what is wrong. I think we link position independent executable, and maybe because that is maybe it's telling us, hey, this symbol is reference, although it still doesn't make the most sense, to be honest. It's not even compiler, it's also linker. Like, can those people I mean, we could actually it has already fp quirk. I really wish, even I would wish those compiler and like GNU, GCC or LM Clang and stuff. The problem is those people who implement this always know precisely, or I wonder if they even know it precisely. You would think they know precisely what's going wrong there, but maybe even they would wonder in this case, or in which combination it occurs exactly. I know it is indeed undefined reference. I know it's somehow a little bit different. Actually, I think it tried it built but didn't link. So it's not the times include. So I think this bug report is wrong. I think it's glibc, although it doesn't build in this combination in different ways. What is this hotfix even? Do that bloody stuff. Do we call it glibc? What even is the latest version? Or do we call it time age? I mean, it first occurred with, this is also wrong. I think I delete this because this message is partially wrong. It could potentially happen with other C libraries as well, so maybe we call it time age simply because it's technically what it is, kind of, sort of. What did I do that already? I did this already. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. Okay, this still fails. In the same way. So yeah, I would also need to research. Is it somehow using the wrong renlib? No, it looks... Oh, wait a second. Why is here... Why is it bin... why is... Oh, no, is it... Also, I think this is potentially platform independent, right? This archiver should be kind of like tar. I guess that's not... At least it's using the right renlib. That is... Yeah, that needs some more minutes of research. What exactly is happening there? Although if you are an expert in that and that rings a bell, leave in the comments below. Question, would I make the kernel async? Maybe. I think it's important. I don't have an immediate strong opinion on that. My biggest concern is that I want the most minimal resource management in the microkernel. Asynchronous is a detail that I'm not sure how much relevance it has, or that would be something that I probably find out when we design and code that more. Probably, so yeah. So that's both not doing much here. That is... yeah, so, I mean, data fixed shadow, we imported some blackbox fix, and so this other thing, how do we tackle that? We have for this Perl, and that basically is also why you need more specialized people, like people just working on Perl. The only problem is, in an open source project, I can't like force people to work on something, and probably there are not that many people left who love Perl. But leave in the comments below. Which is also partially why I have some bug bounties, because partially this, or like feature bounties, I should call it, yeah, in T2. Because some of the stuff is also either annoying, or I don't want to do it, or just not. Maybe it's annoying for me, but not annoying for you, and then motivating people and giving something back, especially if it would be nice to have, but it's not mission critical for me, and this kind of stuff. So var adm logs fs Perl, where does this stuff install for the... Okay, it happens to be the right architecture. Okay, this is... I wonder why this... Or do we have... this is no parallel... Oh no, it is 32 threads. How much is it even? Is this Perl stuff somewhere, or is it... Oh, LTOs off for this package? Why is this not... Okay, it's using somehow it's the most probably. So we could try starting, I mean, yeah, we could try starting defining this, maybe, because we obviously get the toolchain. Okay, this still didn't build. Did it even install? Oh wait, this didn't even install something, did it? No, it didn't. Yeah, so we need to fix Perl to summarize this. Although maybe we could, yeah, 27 minutes. I mean, theoretically we could live stream maybe for up to 1 minute or so. Did I say minute? I mean 1 hour. We could see how much more stuff we find in 10 minutes. While I get overloaded with family photos. So the other thing is installation. So yeah, cross-compiling it really, or this linker symbol stuff, which this is also this kind of stuff that really annoys me, of like, why 30 plus years or 50 years of C and 30 plus years of GNU and FSF and stuff, and why does it not just, yes, we are cross-compiling, why does it not work even more? This is, yeah. Where is even, should this Glibc stuff not be more, no. For what do I have nothing for if it beeps by, turn it over, oh, that probably. So, make file. I wonder how many of those we would need to redefine. I mean, side lib, side. Arch, exp. Yeah, that is unfortunately quite some, although we probably could sed. I mean, as a quick hack, I usually like to start with quick hacking something, and even especially if it's like not mission critical stuff. We could substitute, we could have a Perl helper that substitutes this stuff to the right. Do we even have still, we probably should have arch. What do we have? Arch build, which is in there, so we could hack it, substituting all of Toolchain, lib Perl, side Perl stuff to how much of this do we have in? Oh yeah, there is even more of the stuff. Yeah, that is the thing. It probably even uses the wrong flags here. How could we? Maybe the best thing would be to somehow. It's a little bit much substitution. There's also a limit of how much random. So this is still happening here. That is really crazy one. So if it's so much substitution, then maybe it's better to actually start looking into how to do that more right. Except, yeah, there's probably not that many who would somehow quirk Perl to cross-build, to cross-compile. We could, whatever it's using here to generate this from Perl. Is this running some? I think it's running some. Is it? What exactly is that running? Probably some Perl helper. Apparently we don't have a logging in there. Perl something running. Oh wait, this is meta 6. Ah, here it is. Here we probably should log that actually. I really like to log this major stuff simply as you see to. Ah, here's also installed. Here's perlconf. So running that. And you see consistency. Otherwise we could enable X-trace, but having consistency in logging, as you see, is also obviously somewhat important. So one fix, I mean, yeah, the problem is also how much does it scale, how much will work. One more proper way to fix this would be to make somehow sure in the cross stage to use some, like, because, yeah, like some quirk around of overlay of symlink trickery or config defined stuff to use the cross-compiled Perl stuff. And oops, this was one as we are at it. Let's fix this here as well. Major things in the log. Do we miss here other? Here also, huh? Oops. Running Meson, running cargo. Thick, go. Ceph, Perl. XMKNF. Let's see if that has a typo or will work. And then it's at least another win-win of improving. This is attention to detail of you YOLO quickly something in a week or month or two, and 20 years of attention to detail and making sure every logging and stuff. And again, if you want a fine-grained log of what everything was run, then just enable X-trace and using the shell -X tracing functionality. Running Perl, yeah. So it's installing that. It's running that like that. So, and then make, obviously, it's probably easiest to somehow hook into that. I'll probably try to continue with this later because I want to release this ISO. XMKNF. Configure. Yeah, whatever. Not the most correct English sentence, but I'm exhausted today. Then he says, if your verse doesn't load when installing Grub. Yeah, I saw this discussion on Discord. If I understood correctly, there is a regression or bug in DOS FS tools and stuff. But this is, I probably are right. Yeah, we will of course fix this sometime soon. I personally don't use EFI that way the most, but it's obviously a major install thing, so probably should do that. We probably should test here, here install something of test if you install, but yeah, thanks for reminding me though, obviously. As you see with 24 plus architectures, and this only constant is change, there's always something, right, which probably another way to support this with our new merchandise, which is I probably need an assistant to constantly. It's a little funny of YouTube and Google wants to make so much money, and then I each time need to manually click this merchandise in here, which is like, why can't they promote that automatically for each live stream? It's a little bit silly. So many, and it's not like one click and then I need to drag it over here and drag it once and twice and pin stuff or whatever. Yeah, at least some fixes. The other fixes I probably go home soon in a second. So the only thing actually I probably should check. I think I didn't see a change from, for example, Notech, who is now also really good to help with such kind of things. So yeah, the last update longer ago. 600 drop frames. For 2, let's see, did this move again potentially because reasons? For 2, what do we, yeah, no, it is a year old because reasons, thank you very much. Hello, can we load? 9 days ago. It's also so silly, like 2022 and attribute pack for disk structures. It's like, was it this one? Do not truncate files in cluster chain of size 232. It sounds like they should release more often, which is also my mantra, right? Recurring theme. Release early, release often, and if you have major patches, then maybe freaking release your shit, because especially if it's like DOSFS tools, people need that for EFI because it is silly and sad. Anyways, that's probably it for this live stream. We didn't fix all. Also, like, fixing this post stuff is too boring. I probably need another 40 minutes of Guru meditating that, potentially later at home when Junior is in bed or so, live as a computer scientist and Linux full stack developer. I hope you found this interesting nonetheless, especially what kind of details, especially as Danny mentions, MK VFAT also broken because 2022 and called and wanted their packed attributes and other signed characters stuff. What is that even? All right, it's, yeah, C programming. We totally got that. I hope you learned something, found it interesting. Don't forget to check, subscribe, and we hopefully have an ISO with the last 2 things fixed soon. Otherwise, have a good day or night. See you next time.